podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo. And we're back to discuss 135-pound division, WBC champion, Devin Haney, the Dream, and Vasyl Lomachenko, the Matrix, going at it now for about 48 hours on Twitter. This morning, me and Bill had a long conversation. We're back and forth, and, you know, he seems to think that this fight can be made. I know Bob Arum is saying otherwise, but as a promoter, Bob Arum cannot hold Vasyl Lomachenko back from a big opportunity. He can equally match it with an in-house fighter, but these two have agreed. So let me just bring you up to speed. I mean, it's been a lot of back and forth, so we're going to paraphrase and then end on the facts, because the last tweet is really the most important tweet, right? So here we are on Loma's verified Twitter, and as you can see right underneath is Devin Haney's verified Twitter. So maybe we can keep walking it back, right? We'll keep walking back. Let's see. Boom. Keep going back. Right? All right. So we're missing the other one. This says, this is Loma replying to, and I'm going to paraphrase Devin since it doesn't want to go all the way back. Devin saying something like, tell me who told you to request the franchise status, right? So then Loma comes back and says, what will it give you from what I tell you? Whose decision it was? Are you organizing our fight? So now we can walk back forward. And, you know, Devin replies, I'm free end of April or early May. So even though we have our good friend, UK Rob, who's more like, I don't know, not as optimistic as me, to say the least, right? Even though he thinks this won't happen because Bob said he would rather wait, right? Devin is also kind of leaving that open, right? Because he is saying, I'm free end of April or early May, meaning the fight with Linares still can take place so that his contract is up with Dazn. Then, you know, go into negotiations with Loma. So kind of spot on with what Bob wants. But for Loma, it doesn't sound like there'll be room for a tune-up, right? He hasn't. Oh, actually, the Nakatani thing has been out there. If they both can get their fights off, I just don't see May happening. It would be better for Devin not to do the Linares, and he and Loma go straight into it. So they both agreed, right? So we'll keep walking it back. So Devin says, I'm free end of April or early May. Walk it back one more time. And Loma kills it with, this is standard time for preparation. I'll be ready. Sound like a little Matrix line, right? A little Mr. Anderson line. It's so snarky. Like, this is standard time for preparation, which is, all you need is 8 weeks. And if you don't think much of your opponent, do you really need 8 weeks? I mean, Floyd is notorious for saying, give me 6 weeks and I'll beat anybody. So, let the man that they can consistently compare to Floyd Mayweather prove that himself, that he doesn't need all these months of training to prepare for someone that he didn't say he avoided. In fact, he said Devin wasn't ready. That's why he didn't fight him. So let's see that. I believe that it could be made, again, based off my conversations with Bill this morning. Obviously, if the offer from Dazn to Loma is a nice one, Bob is going to have to match it. He's going to have to match it, but he can't hold them back from the opportunity. And Loma publicly coming out. And this morning, Loma hadn't even said this. Loma hadn't even said this just yet. This tweet is at 8:51. That was like 9 minutes before we went live. That was way after my conversation with Bill. So, like, based off the earlier tweets, Bill was already excited that it's like, all right, we got him. We got him wanting to fight publicly. Now we just got to get the deal right, right? So I'm hoping it can happen because, again, when two fighters want to fight, the fight is easy to make, right? And Devin is also one fight left. So if we can't get April and we still get Linares, maybe May, June, Devin and Loma, as a free agent, Devin, DHP with Top Rank, one off on ESPN. We're hearing these days there's not many rematch clauses out here. We won't speak of, we won't mention those names that trigger people, but, I hear he didn't take a rematch clause either, which is crazy to me, but I hear you, But this is really, again, you got 2,000 likes, 150 people quote tweeted, 267 retweeted. So a quote tweet obviously means 105 people decided to say something attached to that conversation. And the first message, and I don't follow this person, obviously, you can see, I don't follow. But he says, no disrespect, but Haney about to outbox you. And I think that's what a lot of people believe. And now he's got more of a blueprint, right? I mean, he had Linares and Pedraza, who both did fairly well for the level of skill that they are, right? Like, Linares is very skillful, but it's just that chin. And then Pedraza isn't nowhere near as technically skilled as a Linares or a Devin, but, he brings his own awkwardness with, like, height and, reach and, experience as well. He's been fighting decent level names for a long, long time. So, it's an interesting matchup, and it's the one that Devin wanted originally, and it makes so much sense for the buildup of the fight that he truly wants. And I don't know. I know you guys are busy. A lot of you guys are at work and things like that. But, bro, right after the show, I actually went to take care of the dogs for a few, and I noticed that Jamal went live with Devin Haney, bro, of all people, right? So I put that shit on the headphones, and I get the cleaning in the garage where the dogs are at. And, bro, it was like an episode, man. I swear to God, I know Fight Hype recorded it. They always do that. Shout out to them. Them dudes don't miss a live that any fighter has and not post it on YouTube. You guys got to check out this live with Devin Haney and Jamal Charlo. It was one of the most entertaining lives, right? Obviously, Devin is in bed, but they're like, they throwing sarcastic jokes at each other. Maul is calling them, he's like, yo, I'm your uncle, call me Big Maul. I mean, it's just so many little jewels. It was so funny. They were challenging each other. At one point, Jamal got Devin kind of upset. Not upset, right? Probably wrong word, but like, definitely motivated him to make $100,000 bet, right? Because they eventually, Devin was really poking the bear. So Devin is like, yo, I don't want to mess it up, but let's end it in this, that he was like, yo, no, Jamal was the one that said, yo, you won't touch me. And Devin, Jamal was like, yo, $5,000 that you won't touch me one time in sparring. So obviously Devin like, what? Man, you crazy. X amount of dollars, and then it went up again to $100,000, and it was like, yo, and then that's why I said it was so funny, because we all know Maul got money, but he turned around and was like, yo, man, why you gotta bet $100,000? Why you trying to outshine me or something like that? He said so, but you knew it was like all in fun. And then at one point, Devin had horrible internet. We all victims of that. And Jamal's on the live alone, and he says, how he's been knowing Devin for a long time, and that's his guy that him and Devin are equally avoided or whatnot. Kind of like, he didn't use the word avoided, but I'm sure the link is out there. Like I said, it was very, very good though. Like, they were super funny together. It was awesome. And then Jamal is like, yo, hey y'all, Devin about to have a kid he ain't tell you about, y'all. He about to have a kid he ain't tell you about. It was just funny, man. And then Jamal showing his $50,000 couch and shit. That shit was like a roller coaster. The couch went around the whole living room. That's how big it was, bro. It was like a roller coaster track, the way it went all around the living room. So if you could catch it, maybe it's still on Jamal's live, maybe. And if not, maybe you can get it on Fight Hype, who usually records a lot of these fighters' lives. It was definitely funny. So it was pretty fun. You guys should definitely check it out. Jamal even was letting us know how well he can cook. He put the nanny on. So it was good. But, right, they got at one point in the live where, Jamal tells him, man, you got to leave Eddie. And Devin is like, man, Eddie's the best promoter in the game. And he also tweeted that 2 hours ago. Let me show you that, right? So remember that the tweet you're looking at now is at 9 a.m. almost, right? 8:51, 9 minutes to 9. And we're literally now 10 minutes to 3 o'clock Eastern. 2 hours ago, which would make it 1 o'clock Eastern, and 11 West Coast, where Devin should be at, unless he's in Miami, based off that Instagram live. Is definitely some water that Jamal said, man, don't show me that dirty water. I'm telling you, it was funny. Y'all gotta watch that shit. They say it's on Fight Hype in the chat. They're already saying it's on Fight Hype. So again, this is at 8:51, right, in the morning. But check out Devin's latest tweet. Right, you go latest tweet, and it's boom, 2 hours ago. Best promoter in the game at Eddie. So, did they negotiate already? Did they get that over the hump? And look at what Devin retweeted at the same time, 2 hours ago. In the summer with Hay and Loma. So, obviously, trying to put these pieces together. But from my conversation with Bill this morning, he definitely feels that this is enough to get the ball rolling. And he definitely let me know that he would be contacting Aegis Klimas today. Again, that was 7:30 a.m. Eastern, we were talking. So this looks like it's headed in the right direction until, we get some negative news. This seems pretty warm, man. I mean, Loma hasn't had this energy either for Devin. It's always been like, you haven't done anything, you're a little guy. But again, his last tweet saying that standard time for preparation, sounds like he's available. I mean, I'll be ready. Not I can be ready. I'll be ready, exclamation point, is what he put. So, very interesting to see Kid Bill and Aegis Clemus. And the reason I choose those two is because if you could get a deal done between the manager of Loma, which is Aegis Clemus, and with Bill Haney, and then present that offer that's already been accepted by the two fighters to Bob, kind of hard for him to get in the way unless he's going to violate that good old-fashioned Muhammad Ali Act, right? So I don't know. I think that there's a better possibility than it was when Devin was the mandatory of getting that Lomachenko shot right now. And it's interesting how, as Earl Spence would say, the tables have turned, right? Devin now the WBC champion, Loma now needing an opportunity and being able to get one based off the name, obviously, and the fact that it would be a fantastic fight. I would still be picking Devin. It sucks too because of the Gamboa fight. I'm not sure Devin can knock out Loma because Gamboa was also a smaller guy. I think that Loma probably started before Gamboa. I mean, lower than Gamboa, meaning at 122, where I think Gamboa started at 126. But I don't know. I hope Devin could get the stoppage, so that people, stop thinking he doesn't have that power. But based off the Gamboa, I'm pretty sure the stoppage would be like plus money at least for Devin to get the stoppage over Loma. But he has been put down, and but T.O. didn't even get the stoppage. T.O. didn't even get the stoppage, so it's difficult to say, but it's a high level fight. So Devin doesn't necessarily need the stoppage, but you always want to wonder, can he get it, since the guy started at 122 or 26 his career. So, but it's a great fight. And right now for Loma, is he in the position to tell Devin that Nakatani is any bigger than Devin? You know what I mean? Like, that would be a losing argument. And what else can Top Rank really offer you? They can't get you the rematch that you didn't want to give to Teofimo yourself. So, like, what is really on the table for Loma? Verdejo's gone. This is a great option if you're Lomachenko. You get that belt and you can now push for a rematch if you can beat Devin, which I just don't think you can, because that's the natural 135 pounder, man. Like, I just don't. I never thought that he could, but Loma would make me a believer. And I mean, who would say that he didn't deserve a rematch if he's able to beat Devin, right? Devin is the chosen one, so to speak. Many people believe he and Shakur will be the future of the sport, if not have a future super fight, right? They've sparred. They themselves have talked about it. I mean, obviously Shakur, so blessed that, his name's been mentioned with Gervonta and Devin, and I'm sure as his career continues, it'll be put in there with more people. But people mention Shakur and Devin because of that skill. They would love to see that skill in versus one another. Obviously, Devin being, again, the bigger man in that situation as well, so he's going to have an advantage. Also on the Jamal Charlo Live, Jamal was like, yeah, I get you some spawn, because Devin was like, yo, when I come out there, you're going to give me some. He was like, yeah, I get you some spawn. We got a couple guys out here. I'll line you up. I'm going to get you some spawn. And then he's like, yo, matter of fact, we got this kid named Regis Prograde. What about him? You don't fuck with him? He's like, yeah, I fuck with Regis. That's my man. He's like, all right, but you don't want to fight him, though. It was all joking, though. Yo, they just had me laughing. I'm mopping the fucking garage and just laughing every now and then. I just blurt out laughing. Because, Jamal would be sarcastic in ones, and he's like, I don't know what Devin called himself, but then Jamal was like, yeah, I'm a duck. So, the sarcasm in that shit was just hilarious, man. So if y'all could watch it, definitely should watch it. But, yeah, man, just reporting on this, I I feel strongly about it, and it would be a great fight, something that obviously many people believe Loma avoided in the past, by accepting that franchise status. And that's where it all started from. Let me see if we can find that at least before I go out to the phone calls, which again are 14255695241. Press 1 time. Let me just go to the beginning, which really got Loma to speak. There we go. So he says right here, he tells he tells Haney, waiting is your favorite action because you still haven't fought with anyone. So Devin says, I was definitely waiting for you when I was your mandatory in all caps. And he says, and you petitioned for franchise title with the exclamation. So, you know what I mean? And then Loma says, you know perfectly well that it was not my decision. But you shouldn't complain about it because after that, they sent you the belt by mail. And Devin said, well, tell me, who made the decision? So that's when, I picked it up for you guys where obviously Loma came back and said, does it really matter? Is it going to do anything for you? Are you organizing the fight? So then Devin jumped on him again like, hey, champ. Oh, well, here it goes. I didn't have to look for it for you. So Devin says, hey, I'm free April, May, man. And then you know what happened after that. Boom, boom. So if you want to talk about this, let me know. 14255695241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. You can give me a few things like, is there a better fight for Loma or is this the fight, right? Like, you can't get the rematch. Ryan ain't going to fight you with no belt. If he don't want to fight Devin for a belt and he ain't even mentioning Tio for 4 or 5 belts, I don't know. You guys tell me, what are Lomachenko's options if not Devin? This is the best option, right? I don't know. Let's find out. Phone calls. You know the number to call in, 14255695241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
All right. We're going out to what looks like New Orleans, the Mac Attack. What up?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Only check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. I only got a minute. Get ready for the Mac Attack.
Yo, Ness, can you hear me? Hey, I'm definitely looking forward to the fight. Loma does have other options, but definitely this would be an unfinished option that he could clear up to clear the record that he said he didn't duck him. All he said wasn't up to him. So a fight with Lomachenko and Devin Haney definitely be a big fight. Nobody should be talking about who has he fight or what have you, or the belt that got mailed to him, because now he's campaigning to fight the champion, the one that got the belt mailed to him that he avoided.
Well, all right. But that's an interesting argument. Does Teofimo, because he's the one that started it, right? And he's the one that keeps it going. I seen him on another video, calling Devin, not smart because he's paying sanctioning fees for the same belt. So does Teofimo turn around now and respect Devin anymore, or at least that belt that Devin has anymore, since he sees that Lomachenko is attempting to fight for that very same belt? But we got a new caller in what looks like Baltimore. Who's this? 443. What up?
Yo.
What's up, brother? Who's this?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Ness? I go by Ra. You know, I mean, I'm between the Bronx and Baltimore. I was at Upton Boxing where I wasn't really with Javante, but I was there. You know what I mean? And competing at welterweight. My career's ended due to the fact that I suffered a traumatic brain injury from an attempt home invasion. That's a long story, but you know, I was also in St. Pete. Was going to before this happened. I was going to St. Pete with Thurman, and I'm just calling to say that, you know, at first I was going to defend Loma because, you know, I don't like the way that people coming at him at a fight that he was coming back and winning. But I mean, I agree that he probably is too light for the division welterweight. If he loses fight with Haney, he probably needs to go back down. But Thurman's still that dude, man. I'm telling you, when he come back, Thurman's still that dude, and people need to start put some more respect on his name. Just got one phony loss to Pacquiao. If Pacquiao wouldn't have scored that knockdown, that fight could have went either way, really. So, you know, and with people saying that Porter and that Garcia fight was close with Thurman, like, come on now, y'all just trolling. Like, Thurman won those fights convincingly. There's a big Thurman house over here, and I definitely looked forward to supporting the Boxing Voice soon. Thanks for taking my call, and y'all be good over there. Peace.
Well, thank you for calling in, my friend, and sorry to hear about you know, your tragic accident, but we do appreciate you calling in, and I got you stored, so I will be addressing you by name moving forward. And once again, thank you for calling in. We're going out to, Cali, right? Who's this? Who's in Cali? New caller. All right. California, who's this?
Hey Ness, this Sterling Love. I hit you in the DM a few times since you feed on my videos. I'm a boxer at 122, 130. Trying to get my career started. I was trying to do amateur last year, but COVID happened. But just wanted to call in for the Loma and Devin fight. Hopefully that happens. I'm excited for Loma to come back. I was a big Loma fan up until that Teofimo fight. He definitely did lose a close one. Should have had a rematch, so hopefully he come in, smack Devin around, and get back in the game. No disrespect to Devin or Bill. I love that Bill calls in all the time. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the show. Love listening to you guys while I'm working. That's Doomy, Coach Mitty, all the guys that's there. Love to you guys, man. Appreciate it.
What'd you say your name was, brother?
Sterling Love. I sent you a few of my highlights in the DM a few times. We talked before.
Okay. No, I just want to save the number.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, Ness, man. You guys have a great show, bro. Appreciate it.
You too. Thank you. Sterling Love. Who do we got up? Looking like Coach Myers. Coach Myers, what's going on?
Yo, you hear me?
I hear you.
I think it's a good fight. I mean, in hindsight, Bob should be thinking T.O. Loma rematch, which is undisputed. So if Loma want that rematch with T.O., this is the way to get it. And at the same time, if you beat Devin, you got undisputed that rematch with T.O. So I think it all makes sense, especially on Bob and Loma's side. So I think they should jump at this opportunity. But that's my call.
All right. Looking like we got JT, New Orleans. What up?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Yeah, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll tell you, mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Oh, what's up, Ness? Well, we talked Devin Haney might get Lomachenko.
Yep. Looking like it could be happening here.
Who you picking? I think I'm gonna pick Lomachenko in this fight.
Nah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna stay rolling with Haney. I've been picking him.
You gonna roll with Haney?
I've been picking him since he was the man.
Nah, you know what? Haney gonna win the fight though, Ness.
I still think he lack a lot of the power. I mean, Lomachenko might have a little more pop with him, but it's gonna be a good fight. Devin Haney might win it though. It's still a good fight. I'm gonna pick Devin Haney to win it. That's all I got.
All right. Looking like we got Keem in Florida. What up? You avail, Keem?
Wait a minute. You say you know boxing? Yeah. What is it? Maybe I don't know. Tell me what a pool counter is. Pool counter? I've never heard that term before. That must be your term. You must have been.
No, Fair Shake, HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We talking about my new intro, man.
I like it.
I actually stole that from Ohio Runs Boxing, man. He put that clip on his IG. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, man, I ain't got too much on this that hasn't already been said. You know, at first when I saw the title, I said, man, he not gonna fight Devin, man. That's bullshit. You know, he had a chance. But after listening, like what Coach Myers said and what you said, it's the truth, man. What other line does he gotta go? He got more options, but what's a better option? I really don't. It's like, you know, to get a belt, and if he wants to rematch, you know, we all know that's what you gotta do. What have you done? You gotta do something to get right. So Loma needs to get that rematch. And what else is there to do? But yeah, that's all I got, champ.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing left. T.O.'s moved on. He made a fight with Cambroso. He's gonna be on the Triller app. Ryan is Ryan. You know, he's not even mentioning Devin or Loma. So it's not like Loma needs to wait around for this Ryan Garcia opportunity. So this makes some sense here, man. I actually just sent it to Bill and seeing if he's available. And yeah, we're going out to King Born.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
Yo, listen, man. I got 2 points. If Loma don't take that fight, he's Duckatron. He the super duck. He the duck of the century, man. Let's get this fight popping. That's a great fight. I got my man Haney, man. I'm rolling with Haney, yo. Don't diss me, y'all. I'm rolling with Haney. And right now, Ness, me and you the only 2 cats riding with Zhao Jing, the Shaolin Master. You heard? We the only 2 ones riding with him, man. And right now, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I'm like Max B. I'm riding on the whole Dipset, man. Don't talk about that Gargamel cat. But like I said, I got Devin Haney. Let's roll with Zhao Jing. Peace.
Yeah, I'm still fucking with Zhao, man. He had to get hospitalized with Zhao. He had to get hospitalized. You know, he gonna learn. He was lucky to get away with that draw, right? So he'll learn from that, man. They'll work, or he'll realize, you know, I'm too old. This ain't, you know, I'm an old 37, and that's it. You know, I don't want to work any harder than this. So hopefully it's not that. Damn, I put the wrong one there. That was for yesterday's show. That was supposed to be yesterday's show, T.O.'s dad. We got on the line, looking like Nolia Danky. What up?
What's happening?
We hear you.
All right. Yeah, man, I like this fight, Haney and Loma. That's a good matchup. I mean, Haney need a big fight like this, and Loma, if he can win this fight, he's right back on the top of things in the division. But if Haney can win, and he can move on, and even if Ryan Garcia, I'm tired of Ryan Garcia, man. Nobody is able to do what Ryan Garcia. It's like this dude is the baby junior Canelo. I mean, he picking and choosing. He won't fight. He ain't even do shit in the division in boxing yet. I mean, how is that even possible? I mean, what's going on in boxing? But man, it is what it is. I like the fight. I'm rooting for Haney. I want him to win. But if Loma win, you know, it is what it is. Haney can bounce back because he's still young. But that's my call, man. Y'all do your thing.
Definitely. Yo, that's another thing Haney said, right? So Charlo's like, yo, I'm big dog. He's like, yo, how many fights you got? And then the internet fell or whatever. So I guess Haney Googled it. He's like, yo, you got 31 fights. I don't know. I think Haney said he got 25, something like that. So Charlo's like, oh, you right there. He's like, yeah, I'm young. I'm only 22. And that is the one up, man. That's kind of what Bill was saying the other day. It's like, you know, they're going to have to deal with him. If they don't deal with him now, they're going to have to deal with him later. He's young. He only getting bigger. He'll be in the next few divisions to continue to disrupt things and give problems. Somebody's going to have to fight him and pull that curtain back, you know. It's either going to be a revealing or a show out, you know. So I'm excited, man. I want to see it. I'm done with the talking, man. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you, they went back and forth for at least 48 hours. If you can go, you know, like this was going on for 48 hours. So, like, you want something to come from this, you know what I mean? You don't want just two dudes talking on the internet and it doesn't work out. Like, we got to always be optimistic because Andy was able to get the opportunity of a lifetime DMing on Instagram and Twitter. So, you know, let's hope. Going to LV Slugger. What up?
What up, TVV?
What's going on, brother?
What up? Nothing much. Yeah, man, this is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? This is a good fight. Put Loma right back in there if he can pull it out. You know what I'm saying? I think with the Tio fight, you know what I'm saying? I think Tio had that power to keep Loma from being aggressive in the first 7 rounds. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, with this Devin fight, Devin really gonna have to be a masterclass boxer in order to pull this one out. You know what I'm saying? So Loma, this is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, T.O. power was the only thing keeping him from being aggressive.
Let me throw this at you, right? So, like, now we just seen Eddie bid and Bob say that it bothered him. And you know, it bothered him so much that they sent that email that T.O. saying he gonna use to get out his contract. Does Bob even do business with Eddie and Devin, or does he wait till Devin is no longer with Dazn and Eddie, which is one fight?
Right. And with Devin last fight in April, right? April, May.
You know it. That's why he say he available late April, early May.
Sure, it'd be. I believe that'll be smart. Probably. That'll probably on the business side. That'll probably be the best thing to do. But I don't know, man. Like if I can get this fight now, I wouldn't mind.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? But then that'll probably be the best thing
Bill
to do.
on the back call. Bill on the back call. Let's get Bill on. He ready. Woo, woo. Let's see. Who? Where is Bill? Let's get rid of these. Don't want to call nobody that I don't need to call. And let me see. Let me add Bill to this. Add Bill. Fellas, work with me, man. Show business. Early. Let me see. Bill, that ain't work. I guess I'm gonna have to just send a link. He be having guest accounts. But here come Bill. My bad. He had dinner. I'm at lunch right now. Bill. Who's that with me? Next up, sports. What up? Next up.
What's happening, champ?
What up? We about to have Bill on the line.
Yes, sir, man. Been just running around, man. Doctors and shit.
Yo.
Bill, what up? We live, champ.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to come over there. I was live on my joint. I'm live right now.
Oh, nah. Do you? I thought you was Bill Haney. We waiting on Bill to hop on. We live right now. It's all good.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. But I still might come over there.
All right, well, you in the call. You know what to do.
All right, one.
Moore's house, what up? Uh-oh, the whole gang in this smug now. About to have a good old call with Bill. How are you, brother? How are you? If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We about to have Bill Haney on the show. So, get them questions ready. Let me see what's going on.
Bop, big up yourself, whether they're yard or they're abroad. Let's go, Bill Haney.
Yeah, he got it. Now, all this time I thought I sent it. That shit was just sitting there waiting to be sent. You believe that? Crazy. But once again, for anybody just joining us, we are talking Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. I do put Devin first. Obviously, he's the champion, and he would have to make the offer to Lomachenko unless they come together and, just negotiate something. But, I don't want to say too much, right? Let's see what Bill says when he comes on. In the meantime, I'm going to keep these phone calls moving, not to keep anybody waiting. Majid, you're up until we get Bill. Bill Lomachenko, I do put... No, Majid, going one time, two times. Michael, UK, talk to me.
Yo, Nez, how's it going?
Oh, good.
Yeah, good. I got a sore throat, but I'm still calling in, listening in. Devin Haney, Lomachenko, that's the fight that I wanted from the get-go. From when it was mandatory, I wanted that fight to happen, and I picked Devin Haney to win that fight. Lomachenko is now talking because he ain't got no belt, and Lopez don't want nothing to do with him anymore, and he's moving on. So the smart tactic would be to fight Haney, pray that he gets the win, and then he has a belt, and that could be used as leverage to draw Lopez back to the fight, to the table. Do you know what I mean? That's the way to get back, because if he doesn't have no belt at 135, then I can't see too many options for him to get a belt back. Do you know what I mean? So I hope this fight happens. I hope he gets his cojones and tells Bob Arum to stick it and to fight Haney. That's what he wants. And I hope this fight happens. And Haney, his time will come. He's young. He's talented. You know what I mean? And his time will come. Don't worry about that. Do you know what I mean? If that's me, I'm out. Good show.
All right, Michael, man. Good to see you still rocking out with us all the way in the UK. And you're a smart man. We're all picking Haney, most of us anyway. Bill, thank you for joining us during your lunch date, man. We appreciate you always finding time to make sure we got the facts here on what's going on with your son, man. I know you were excited this morning, but you got to be more excited with this final tweet, right? I mean, he's basically confirming that this is more than enough time for him to be ready for a fight with Devin Haney.
Oh, absolutely, man. Once again, thank you guys for having me on here, man. You guys are killing them, man. We appreciate the work that you guys put in, man, for boxers and getting the message out to those that want to fight. You know what I mean? And this is what we've been waiting for. You know what I mean? And for Lomachenko to now step up and to say what the real is, that it's a great fight. We've never said that Lomachenko was anything less than the champion that he is, but I always reiterate that it's something special about Devin. You know what I mean? And when you talk about Dev and his last 5 fights, you talk about Ndonjeni that was 25-0. He dropped him with one shot. You talk about Antonio Moran, he cleaned him up. I mean, that was 2019 runner-up for knockout of the year. Then you talk about Zairo Abdullayev. He broke Zairo Abdullayev's orbital bone. You talk about Huggy Bear and Alfredo Santiago, dropped him with one shot too. You know what I mean? And when I told you guys the right hand wasn't ready, you know what I mean, for the hugging that Yuriorkis Gamboa did, it was a reason why he hugged and he didn't punch like he punched with Teofimo Lopez. He felt that buzz, he felt that shot, that undeniably power that they never gave the Floyd Mayweathers of the world that kept Manny Pacquiao's honest. Never gave Devin the credit for the power that he's had. Okay, so when you talk about the last 5 fights, we done dropped all them boys with one shot. It wasn't no beat down. It wasn't none of that. So, Lomachenko can run up, and you're going to see what's going to happen. Period. Point blank, period. We're happy to get the fight. Nothing to say but kudos to him for stepping up. Now it's time for Bob Arum to let him do what he do. You know what I mean? We was willing to come across the street and do it with them. Devin got the belt, right? He cannot get his fighter and Teofimo Lopez to give him a shot. So let him come across the street and come to the zone, and let's make this thing happen. That's all we ask.
Oh man, Mr. Haney, thank you so very much for coming on the show, man. This fight right here, it's so unfortunate that Devin was saying to Loma that you was my man till before, because Loma was saying, well, we were gonna make the fight and the fight didn't happen. Given that this should be your last fight in your contract, is this the fight that you would be looking forward to more than a Linares or a Fortuna fight?
Oh, absolutely, bro. This is the fight that we've been looking for. You know what I mean? And we know that Teofimo Lopez is ducking out on him. You know what I'm saying? Giving him the rematch that some of the people feel like that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have nowhere else to go. We could have been like, 9-9, you didn't give us the shot, but that's not what the people want. That's not the kind of champion that people want. That's not the kind of dream team that the people want to get behind. We're doing this for the people. That's it. We always told that coming in this game, he got money. You know what I'm saying? He come from money, but it's about the admiration and appreciation of the fans that pay the bills. And I think that's what Devin is setting out to do. And to be great, that's what you got to do. You cannot hide behind bullshit, because the people will find out. You see what I'm saying? And for Teofimo to have the kind of momentum that he had, and then to try to fool the people and try to fool the companies and fucking with Cambosos, we could have did that. We could have picked somebody else that's not as qualified as Loma. You know what I mean? We could have picked somebody that's not as qualified as T.O., but that wouldn't have been the Devin Haney way.
But Bill, you saying pick, and you saying you're glad that this is happening. I mean, did you already have a phone call? Has there already been like some preliminary talks?
Well, no. What I did was I talked to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn said that he is going to put an offer in to Lomachenko. So that was all I needed to hear.
Now, Bill, obviously, I don't know if you asked him this, but if you could just find out later on when you get time after your lunch, I know you with the family, like, is he going to send that to Aegis or is it going to Bob? Because Bob is mad at Eddie right now, and I don't want that offer to lay on the table with dust on it.
Well, listen, the thing about this is that, it's the kind of fight, it's a big fight. He done been champion, you know what I'm saying? Devin is champion. You know what I'm saying? We don't care nothing about that at the belts and who is this and who is that. We making the fight happen. The belt ain't even important right now, because what's important is this is a big fight that the people want to see. You see what I'm saying? So we're not talking about anything else. We're just talking about, we're not looking at it negative. We're looking at this is the furthest we done got with negotiating with Vasyl Lomachenko. And for him to be the champion and him to say that he's available. Did he talk to his guy? Because we talked to ours. You know what I mean? We talked to him and we let him know we're available. So he shouldn't have said that he was available to fight Devin if he haven't went through the proper channels. He been in the game longer than us.
Hey, Bill, this Troy, big bro, was good with you in the town.
Hey, Cho, how you doing, family?
Man, you already know it is good, bro. This is what I'm talking about. I want to see Devin Haney and Lomachenko. This is a good fight. This is a really, really good fight because it tests the skill set and the technical ability of both fighters. And when Devin wins this fight, people will look at him as the guy who actually beat the guy, along with Teofimo. And then Teofimo will have to step up and fight Devin Haney, because these are the type of fights you need to get on that next level for real. Fighting the Loma, because we all know how they do over there. But, I feel like this is a good fight for Devin, and I'm left-handed. So that's why I'm excited. We all
Absolutely, Troy. We're gonna you come on down. You know what I'm saying? We already talked about this, brother, and I appreciate that you was extending yours. Most definitely come on in and come talk to us, you know what I mean? And give us all the help that you can give us, you know, in this thing, right? But when we talk about, we gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? In the last five fights, 25-0, 24-3, 11-0, 12-0, right? Of those four fighters, they had never been knocked down. So either they got stopped or they got knocked the fuck down running up. You know what I'm saying? And Devin never lost a round with any of them. So when they talk about this power, you will see the respect that this dude gonna have for it, or he gonna lay his ass down. You see what I'm saying? Because the only way that you gonna see is a motherfucker grab, hold, and do all that other shit. Because if you fighting Dev, he gonna knock your ass out, or he gonna knock you down, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? Because we didn't pitch the shutout, and when I say dropping these niggas, he didn't drop them with one shot. He had in 2019 with Antonio Moran, it was the runner-up to Deontay Wilder and what's the football guy? Dominic Brazil. You see what I'm saying? In terms of the knockout. So guess what? He ran for a long time. He hit out. But the one thing that he ain't saying right now is Devin need to fight somebody else. So we respect him. You see what I'm saying? So pushing all the bullshit to the side. I don't have nothing to say bad about Lomachenko. I say that it has all the makings for a great fight and a fight to bring out the best in Devin. And that's the only thing that we want. We want a fighter to bring out the best in him so he can showcase what he really got. Because when you talk about somebody else that's in there that's scared to death, you know what I mean? Scared to get embarrassed by a 22-year-old fighter, and you want to hang on and you want to do all that shit, I'm sure that Lomachenko is not coming to hang on. He gonna come to fight. You see what I'm saying? And there ain't nobody that I done seen with Devin inside the ring, whether it be inside the ring fighting or sparring, you see what I'm saying, that he don't get with.
Hey, Mr. Haney, this is David. Thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice. Do you think that Lomachenko would approach the fight with your son Devin similar to the way he did with Tio? As I'm talking as far as taking his time, or do you think he would come right after him?
Like I said before, is four out of the last guys that did not respect the power either got knocked the clean out or they got they face broke. He broke Zaur Abilev's face completely. You know what I'm saying? And stopped him. Knocked Antonio Moran clean out. You know what I'm saying? Dropped Santiago, who was hugging all day, 12-0 fighter. You know what I mean? And 25-0 fighter in Dazn, dropped him too. But never lost a round to any of them in the process. You see what I'm saying? So that's the key to it as well. Never losing a round and knocking them down or out. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what our last fights look like. Our last five against 135 pounders.
So Bill, how long you think before you hear something back from Eddie? I know you can't really put a limit or anything like that, but because you still have the open negotiations with Linares, or is that not on the table anymore?
Well, Linares, like anything else, when the shit is on the table for him, right? Whether it have been Fortuna, whether it been Linares, and this is the shot. This is to let other young fighters know, to let their managers know, when the opportunity is on the table, take it, man. You see what I'm saying? Because we're looking for the best opportunity as well, right? Just like they looking for the best opportunity. We're looking for the best opportunity and the best fighter. And right now, the best fighter in Lomachenko has raised his hand. Yesterday, it was Linares, who was the best fighter that was raising his hand, but he wouldn't sign the paper. You see what I'm saying? Or Golden Boy wouldn't sign the paper. Maybe they was being a little bit too greedy. You see what I'm saying? Right? But whatever, nevertheless, we're looking at Lomachenko now, happily looking at him to give him the opportunity in April.
So Linares,
and he's a great guy. And listen, he's better than everybody else. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do at this level of play with a Devin Haney, is to bring out him, be able to bring out all his tools. Loma got angles. Devin got angles. You know what I mean? When you talk about Teofimo Lopez and respecting, I mean, he gonna have to respect that jab, and he gonna run into that right hand fucking with us. Period. You know what I mean? We gonna make him respect him, just like Devin has made each and every one of his opponents respect him. If you go back to the thing, find the one that he done lost a round to.
So to be clear, Linares could still happen if this Loma, thing doesn't jump off.
Absolutely.
All right. We got.
But you can't when a fighter like Lomachenko comes and he says that he's willing to fight, and he tells a fighter and finally respects Devin and said, "Are you negotiating it?" You see what I'm saying? So when you have a promoter and Eddie Hearn who a couple days prior contradicted anything that Sampson was saying and said that all the fighters with him, he works for all the fighters. So when we called him, right, we told him. He said, "Is that who it is?" We said, "Definitely. That's who it is. That's who we want." Now, when you talk about at the end of a term where you could pick up a Linares and then you could come back and then you can try to negotiate, brother, that's not the way if you really believe in yourself. You don't come back and ask for a Kambosos when you got the momentum such as he had. We taking that because he wasn't rocking it right. And just like we took the belt from Loma because he was bullshit, we're going to take his opponent that he could have had. He could have had a big opponent, right? Instead of that, he took Kambosos. He could have had a big opponent in Devin Haney. He didn't take that. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to push past him. You know what I mean? And we got Lomachenko. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it'll be someplace in an event where everybody can come out, you know what I mean, and get a chance to witness two great fighters getting down. That's all that's all you can ask for.
So with Eddie making Loma the offer, Loma will have to fight on Dazn, right?
Absolutely.
Would that be his first time fighting on off of ESPN, or was that Campbell fight Dazn?
I don't know. They don't got nothing for him on ESPN. There's nowhere for him to go. You see what I'm saying? Lucky we giving him a call. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't ESPN and the fighters on ESPN ain't checking for him, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Teofimo Lopez that he gave an opportunity to be great. You can't even get him in there. So in order to get back, how you gonna get back? You gonna get back fighting Nakatani? What is that gonna do for you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, really, when I first started watching Loma, I said when he really fights somebody real and he lose, he ain't gonna have nowhere to go. He kind of like Triple G. He kind of like stuck in a place because you gonna have to get some real work from somebody. And if you don't get none, and you get some and you lose again, then you really look. Then that's 3 losses. You wasn't never him. You see what I'm saying? Because they really tried to make Loma be him, and he had already done lost early, trying to step up past what he should have been doing, and then now he lost again because they pulled his card. Now that he has to get back, he needs Devin. Like he don't have nobody. When he lose this, it's gonna be very hard to promote him, and I can see why he's saying ESPN don't want him, because once you lose like that, it's kind of hard to get back because they put a lot into you in the front end. He lost a lot of investment money. Hey Lomo, you messed up the bag, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you talk about Devin, you talk about an independent artist that came, right? And if it was correlated in boxing, you'd say that the money is recouped. You'd say that Eddie did not put no bunch of money up in Devin. When we came already ready to fight Lomachenko. We were asking about Luke Campbell, and Top Rank came in and took Luke Campbell out of Devin's mouth. Devin came to he was already in the WBC tournament. You know what I'm saying? As an independent. We wasn't with nobody when we came. So when we came, Devin was already ranked. He was already ranked, and he was already in title contention with fighting Luke Campbell. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I initially called Eddie about, was fighting Luke Campbell, right? So when Top Rank petitioned to come in and fight Luke Campbell, right? Then we were supposed to be in line to fight the winner, right? That's the same thing that Bob Arum had said. Bob Arum said, well, the mandatory is the Russian kid. That's who's the mandatory. Well, Devin fought him and broke his orbital bone. Stopped him in like 5 rounds or some shit like that. So we thought we had Loma in, right? Loma continued to say, who have you fought? He told both Teofimo and Devin, he said, y'all get a belt, and then what's name? So we had the interim belt. He had zero respect for the interim belt. He decided to say, okay, I'm going to franchise and I'm going to fight Teofimo Lopez. The people was cool with it, right? People was cool with it. But we're not that kind of company. We're not that kind of team. Devin is not that kind of guy that will then ignore that all the fans want to see the fight and then come back and say, oh yeah, well, you didn't give me an opportunity, so I'm not going to give you no opportunity. No, this is boxing. Lomachenko is a great fighter. Devin is a great fighter that we says is something special about him. Not to take anything away or negate the fact that Loma is great. I'm not going to say that he ain't him. You know what I mean? I'm just going to say that Devin is special. You know what I mean? Something that comes around, you know, every once or two lifetimes. You dig what I'm saying? And you'll get a chance to see. Because one thing that I told you, y'all, is that when it comes to boxing, he ain't lost a round. And when it comes to the last 5 fighters, he didn't dropped all of them, but one. And that was Yorkius Gamboa, who's a 2-time Olympian or one time. I think he had one gold medal, 2 times 2-time world champion with an high ring IQ and a high experience level where if he don't want to get stopped, he ain't going to get stopped. You see what I'm saying? So he went into it knowing, okay, after the first couple rounds, he said, this shit is different. And that's what he said after. He says, no. This shit is different. And I said, I told you. I told the guy. Then I said, I told you, my dude. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, shout out to Lomachenko, and he stepped up. It wasn't Top Rank that stepped up. You know, the great Bruce Champler, you know what I'm saying, and Brad Jacobs, you know, who do a wonderful job with matchmaking, did not match the fight. They did not put the fight together. It was Lomachenko that went around them and just decided, based on what I said before, was I had faith in the people that was going to ask for this fight. When Top Rank just did a poll, they said who should Lomachenko fight, right? It was flooded with Devin Haney. The people pay the bills. The people make this shit happen. The promoter works for the fighter. The people pay the fighter. The people, if the people are not excited about the fight, the network don't want to put it on. So you see who controls this shit. It's not me. It's not the promoter. It's not the manager. It's not none of that. It's the fighter and the people. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful to Lomachenko for stepping up and doing the right thing and not hiding behind saying who did he fight and all that other shit. You see what I'm saying? Now he's talking the right language, and he's talking but Bill, uncensored with Top Rank.
Is it going to be enough that he has publicly said it on social media, or
well,
does
if you're 22 years old and you can publicly say that you want to fight, then why in the fuck, if you 30-something years old and you've been in the business forever, you're a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, right? You wait a minute. You came in the game and got a shot at a world title in your second fight. So you mean to tell me now you can't tell them who you want to fight?
Come on now, preach.
You make all the sense in the world, but what about the fact that Bob is already saying, like, Devin only got one fight, why would he do it now?
What you mean Devin only got one fight? What do you mean?
With Matchroom.
Man, Bob can stay out of my business, man. That ain't none of Bob's business how many fights we got. I was just, we alluded to the people. We alluded to the people that we wanted to let the people know that normally, you know, you do like Teofimo Lopez. You start playing it safe. You see what I'm saying? And then you play it safe and you say, well, you know, let's go get with Al and get protected under Al. Or let's not do this, and then let's go and get 2 or 3 fights with Top Rank and then get put into that fight. Bro, we putting it all on the line, man, against a great fighter and Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing with it, man. You know, we putting it on the line for the people, you know what I'm saying? Because we get excited for the admiration of the fans, right? That's not traditionally the way boxing has been approached because they say it's so much of a business, but bro, we get geeked up. You see, if somebody say something, we all over it, man. We don't, you know what I mean? We not hiding behind promoters and hiding behind the networks and stuff like that, man. Y'all drive us, man, and y'all do a good job doing it.
Fellas, can I ask y'all a question, please, real quick? I just want to know, is it Devin Haney or is it the position that Lomachenko is after?
It's both. Devin Haney got a following. Devin Haney has a following, a core audience, and Lomachenko has a following and a core audience. So when you beat somebody like Lomachenko, I don't know, y'all might don't remember this, but there used to be a show called The Highlander, and they dude used to cut your head off and you get his powers. That's what boxing is like. When you beat somebody, hey, I need all them wins you had on your record, they're mine now. They're my wins because I beat you. That I'm over you. You know what I'm saying? Unless we run it back. So I think Lomachenko wants that and wants the position because Devin Haney could say anything to any boxer on social media and they're going to respond. And if they might not respond directly, but they're going to respond because we know who they're talking to. And Lomachenko wants that type of attention.
Sure. The reason why I'm asking because he had the opportunity being in mandatory to fight Devin Haney. And instead of doing that, he then got elevated to the franchise title. So that's why I was asking Ness, David, or Bill Haney their take on that.
Well, when you talk about Devin Haney being an example of being a young fighter, and once again, I always say it's the admiration of the fans, man. You know, initially you say, okay, you're grinding similar to what a Teofimo has done, right? And then once you think that you got him, you know what I mean? Do you slack off or do you continue to be great? When you talk about a Manny Pacquiao who's continued to be great and attempt to be great even through the losses, you know what I'm saying, that he's had. And you see he's been rewarded, you know? So when we talk about that, we also can appreciate the green print that Floyd has had, but we also have comfortability in knowing that when you are really a true warrior and you put it on the line for the fans, they're going to love you. And that's all that you can do. You see what I'm saying? He's not scared of no fighting. He's been fighting all his life. He done sparred and got in the ring with, you know what I mean, everybody, the who's who of Hootieville. You see what I'm saying? So to be saying that the Matrix, you know what I mean? Lomachenko ain't doing nothing that we ain't been seen. You see what I'm saying? But has Lomachenko seen Devin Haney? That comes the question.
Mr. Haney, we were on the impression that Devin had one fight left in Matchroom. We don't have to get into that. But
no, absolutely. He does have one fight. He does have one fight. But when you talk about that, I say that to say that we said to the fans to say, look at what the kid is doing, right? You have one kid and Teofimo Lopez that's older than him that has 3.5 years left on his joint. You have him, just the first time Devin welcomed him to the multi-millionaire club. You see what I'm saying? Dev has been putting that work. Yeah, yes, sir.
That's what I was getting at. Because obviously if Devin becomes a free agent again, there's going to be a bidding war just like it was before he signed with Matchroom. Have you and Devin had the conversation of maybe going like a Mikey Garcia route, just doing one fight at a time with whoever network is willing to pay for Devin's services?
Nah, what you seen in Devin just tweeted out Eddie being the best promoter. We're not those kind of guys. When you put us in the position, right, we never complained about money because when we signed the paper, we knew what we was into, right? We signed for 5 fights. Although when you're talking about a young fighter, and I always say the young fighters need to watch out because what you signed 3 years ago and you put on there on the paper, you say, okay, when I become a champion, and you're a young fighter, you just turning pro, and you saying, okay, well, when I become a champion, I'm gonna make $1 million. Well, it looks good until that $1 million that you're gonna make is Lomachenko standing across the, you know, or it's Devin Haney standing across. You know what I mean? So it's a bittersweet thing. And one thing that I believe that Troy or someone pointed out is that as the fighter is being built up, it's a lot of money that's being put into, a lot of manpower, a lot of resources being put into Teofimo Lopez to develop him to the stage that he's in. Now, so he wants to say, okay, I'm just going to jump ship now, right? I'm not in his business to say right or wrong or indifferent, but I'm just saying is looking at it from both sides. Once you sign the paper, you see what I'm saying? You got to kind of stick to it. You see what I'm saying? You come later on and say, okay, well, no, I signed that back then, but now similar to what Ryan Garcia does, you know, and we did not want to sign that paper, right, unless we knew that we was going to really fulfill our obligations. And when we talk about being the last fight, right, technically, right, if everything is going all right, you don't supposed to start looking and start shopping and start looking different until the fight is over with. You see what I'm saying? So if you already trying to get out of the shit and you're in the shit, right? We ended 4 fights, right? But you're trying to get out it in the 4th fight, or you're trying to get out in the 3rd fight. We ain't gonna get out it until the 5th fight. When we get, but we're not gonna sign nothing new either, though. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna re-sign up until we finish the contract.
That's what I was getting at. That's what I was
sir.
getting at. I wasn't insinuating that Devin didn't fulfill his contract. I'm just saying that, you know, maybe fighters can learn from a situation and take more control of their boxing career, kind of like Mikey, that gives them the flexibility. I'm not saying that you're going to be disloyal to the Matchroom, because like you said, Devin Haney said he's very happy with Matchroom, but going fight by fight, it might give fighters more opportunities to go here and go there and get the fights that they really want.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see a Canelo Alvarez and you see Eddie put on the event and, you know, make the deal. I think he made like 15 million or something for that guy. You know what I mean? We know that the money is on the table. We know the opportunity to make the money, but you cannot get up in there bullshitting. You got to earn that position to be able to take the fighters that Canelo has took. You know, look at the list that he done been through. You know what I mean? Look how available he has been to those fighters. So, you know what I mean? I want to the company and Dazn, the company and Matchroom to know is that Devin tried to bring value to Dazn each and every time. You know what I mean? It's just about bringing value, and that's what me and Eddie talked about earlier today. Is that, you know, we could have went a different route. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to. Lomachenko was asleep somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to. Dev didn't have to call and say, well, where's Lomachenko at? Everybody would have been cool with Javier Fortuna. But at the same time, would they have been cool with Javier Fortuna? I think it was the 51 fake. They was going to say Javier Fortuna, and then it was going to be some bullshit. My girl, she's shaking her head. Yeah. Right? But it was going to be some bullshit. Or was they going to be cool with Jorge Linares? You know, hopefully, if it didn't work with Lomachenko, right? That then now you're cool with Jorge Linares because he's the best available opponent. Just like Gamboa. When I called Ness and I said, Ness, man, they ain't, you know, well, only thing we got Gamboa, he said, you know, cheap, man. You know, that you're gonna catch flack for that, because if you don't stop him, you know what I'm saying? Like Tank, is gonna be a problem. Well, I knew that was the best fight for Devin that was available for him to develop. Linares, great fight for him to develop. Fortuna, great fight for him to develop. He's still a young fighter. You see what I'm saying? So we understand that it's a step up in competition, but we know that he has so many tools in the tool shed. The better the competition, the more he's going to be able to bring out, you know? And when you talk about, name them, you know what I'm saying? Mario Barrios, he done sparred him. Jose Ramirez done sparred him. Victor Poso done sparred him. I mean, you name them. You see what I'm saying? They know what's happening with us, and you never hear, you don't see nothing. You see Devin got a graveyard full of shit that he posts, and people get mad because, you know, they say, well, you're not supposed to post, you're sparring. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a different era right now. You know, it's a different era. It's a different way that we approached our marketing. You know what I mean? And, Yeah, we don't fear nobody. We don't fear nobody in Devin's weight class. Devin was talking about sparring Charlo earlier today. You know what I'm saying? What with that kid? Oh, you gonna have to put it on him because he has no fear. Period. When you get in there with the likes of Floyd Mayweather, you see what I'm saying? And you pitch a shutout. And when you pitch a shutout with Floyd.
Hey, for like, I got a quick question real quick because I'm my bad, Francis, because I was confused on the topic. Now that I'm in depth to it. What do you think is the best for like a young fighter or a fighter coming out the Olympics, or it might depend on the situation, but do you think it's better to be totally try to do an independent, or do you think it's better to do like a joint type of venture, or do you think it's better to let a promotional company just fully run your program, or is just situational dependent on the fighter? And what do you, like after you said, like they said, after your one fight deal was up and everything is settled all the way through and y'all done with the fight is over, y'all get the check, and how do you figure out, like, should we do another joint venture? Because you know we already coming in with dough cheese, but then we working with these guys, or we just gonna let these guys run our thing this time, or we just gonna do independent all way? Like, what do you think is like the best way for a fighter, like for y'all future and for like an upcoming fighter?
Well, that's a great question, Troy. But you said it. I think that it's a situational thing, you know, and that's what having good management and a good team is you knowing kind of how to navigate through it, when to do certain things. We had a great opportunity in Showbox and Gordon Hall that gave us an opportunity to come on, right? And we came on, Devin came on as a promoter. Then he came on as the youngest fighter promoter to ever go to Showbox. And as a young fighter, you put your name in the hat with Showbox that it's the next generation, and you fight fighters that, you know what I mean, that are coming to fight. So Devin's first fight on Showbox was against Mason Menard. Mason Menard was 33-2 at the time. He had only lost to Ray Beltran and an earlier loss before that, right? So when you talk about, I think Devin was 19 at that time. He had just turned 19, right? And yeah, it was 18 or 19. I'm not sure, but he was young. And most fighters and most managers don't have the confidence that we had in Devin to put him in that kind of fight. You see what I'm saying? The next fight after that was Juan Carlos Burgos. You see what I'm saying? Juan Carlos Burgos was 33-2. And one of his losses was to Mikey Garcia, right? But as a young fighter, he's developing. But everyone laughed about us spending all that time in Tijuana. And shout out to Tijuana and TJ, man, for all the love that they showed us. And
definitely, bro.
Yeah. No. That right there was so valuable. I mean, in terms of being a young fighter and the whole crowd and everybody just going against Dev. And at one time, I looked at Dev and I said, and he was looking out there, and I said, do you know what the fuck they saying? Do you know what they saying? He said, no, I don't understand. I said, exactly. Let's go get them. You see what I mean? So they were screaming, but we didn't know what they were saying. So it didn't, but it was a chance for him to get to that level that, you know, going into a hostile environment. We have yet to fight in the Bay Area where we're from, right? We have yet to have our aunties and uncles and all the people come out and support us. But I thought that it was very important in his development that he get comfortable fighting in hostile territories. You know what I mean? So when it's a fight like a Lomachenko fight, right? That no matter what, you've been there before. You've been there when the whole arena was against you. You know what I mean? So it wasn't arena, but the whole show was against you. So you know, it's just a fight by fight, situational. That like you said before. Hello?
Hey, talk about can you talk about like when you was training Devin from a youngin'? Cause you know I've been watching Devin for a long time, and you know he been You know, it kind of like, you know how you watch the Marvel comics and they take people and have them with different senseis and they be learning a lot of different techniques. Can you talk about how like you used to have Devin around the Hall of Famers like Roy Jones and then the Floyd Mayweather Seniors, the rest in peace, the Rogers, and then, you know, being in the Floyd gym, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad up in there, Boza. Like, can you talk about how important that is for not only Devin, but for other young fighters to be around champions who actually done something?
Oh, absolutely, bro. Another great question. The thing that was told to me, right, was that you can confuse a fighter by having him around too many different trainers. You want to get with one trainer and you want to stick there. That was the motto that I learned when we were coming into the game that I disagreed with. You know what I mean? When you're talking about an offensive coach versus a defensive coach, you know, in football, you know, you don't have one coach to for everything. You know, when you talk about basketball, you talk about a shooting coach, and then you talk about a defensive coach or rebounding coach, you know, different skill sets that different coaches bring, right? And what we would do is, it was that growing up in Las Vegas for Devin, he was able to be around a coach and Eddie Mustafa, but Eddie would then work with Chad Dawson. So he wouldn't have time. Then we would have to go, instead of just waiting for him to come back from camp and with Chad, we'd go spend time with Roger. Then Roger would leave and go work with Floyd. And then we would come back home to Oakland and we'd work with Virgil while he wasn't working with Andre Ward. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like, it's just a plethora of super fantastic mentors and what you would call senseis and professors that have had a hand in Devin. The one thing that made me unique versus some of the other guys, and take nothing away, they all have more experience and more knowledge than me. But the one thing that I'm able to do is identify with what Devin has learned from Roy Jones versus what he has learned from Eddie Mustafa versus the Floyd Senior and Roger, because both Roger and Floyd Senior both teach two different kind of things. You see what I'm saying? So when we call a play,
they do.
Yeah. So when we call a play, when I'm calling a play, this is not something that I'm making up. This is not my imagination. I'm only telling Devin things that we learned from the greats. You know what I'm saying? So if I tell him something, I'm like, okay, you know, Roger, you know what I'm saying? Roger, you know, right? Roll up under that hook, you know what I'm saying? Roll back out, you know, that's Roger. You know what I mean? Okay, close down, that's Floyd. Come back with my hook, that's Eddie Mustafa. You know what I mean? Take a look. That's Roy Jones. Take a look for that body shot, come back. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just, you know, it's been, I always say, man, this is just, Devin is the dream. We gave a family member, you know what I'm saying, gave Devin that name. She said that's the dream right there. And Dev said, I like that. You know what I mean? And it stuck.
Mr. Haney, I wanted to ask you why. Why did you take that stance? Did you find the system to be broken that you grew up under? Why you decided to change it for your son?
Yeah.
So either black or chrome for the.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Keep these. Put one of these in the Escalade. Keep one at your house.
Okay.
These are dual-sided sockets.
Okay.
They're thin wall. This will fit like anything.
Okay.
So there's 4 sockets in there.
All right. That's just Escalade, and then let's just
keep one at the house.
Okay. Cool.
And pick whichever lugs you want for the Escalade.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, bro. I always appreciate y'all. All right. Okay.
You put rims on the truck, Bill?
Huh?
Sure it's not on a hill or anything when you open it.
Okay. What'd you say?
Did you put wheels on the truck or something?
Yeah, no, that's the wheels on for the Escalade, that 2021. You got the 4Gs on that, and then the 4Gs on the rolls, the Cullinan. That's Devin, man. That's just, he's young, man. He's young. I thought
the Escalade was yours. Hold up. What you mean that's Devin? I thought the Escalade was what he bought you because you retired.
Yeah, we got 2 of them. We got 2 of them. I got an Escalade, and he has one too.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
So we got a couple questions.
Hold on, let me ask my question again.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I wanted to know why did you take that stance? And this is Francis, by the way, and why you chose to veer away from what you were taught Did you find it to be broken? Why you decided to change it for yourself?
No, absolutely not. What I wanted to do is to provide an opportunity for Devin as a boss to not only decide does he want to bring somebody in, but also open the door for people to solicit, to ask Devin to, to apply for the job, right? Instead of just saying, okay, Devin feels indebted because of everything that we've been doing. You see what I'm saying? So that's mainly what I wanted to do, and then, you see what I'm doing as far as the business, right? And I didn't want Francis. What I didn't, huh?
I find it to make a lot of sense why I asked. It's an unpopular thought to have a fighter go from different trainers to trainers to trainers. It's not a popular thing to do. That's why I wanted to know your mindset and if you thought it was broken or if you thought it was something that was you just thought about, like, you know what, let me do this because it's gonna work.
Absolutely, but it would take Devin to then pick the trainer. Right, he would take the trainer, pick the trainer. We would watch him work. No different than what we've done before. God bless. Senior. Senior. I love Senior to death. As Senior got older, as Senior got older, transmitting information fast, like and Devin kind of understands me, and so I tell you, I step back and really just hammer out this business, really go to try to make these fights happen that we need to happen. And had I not been on it the way that I think that I've been on it, I don't know if we would have Lomachenko where we have him at right now.
All right,
breaking up a little bit.
I got a couple questions for you. First one is from James Valdez, who says, what's your thoughts on Mikey versus the Senator Pacquiao? Who wins and how?
Pacquiao is, Mikey is he's not a spring chicken either. He might probably have a little bit more life in him, but where Pacquiao makes up for that and just his skill set and size. So, until Mikey didn't, Jesse Vargas had moments in that fight, although Jesse, I love him to death. I love his dad and all that, after the fight, he was pretty lumped up, so I always said I got a deep respect for Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia is a fighter that I always said that we look to fight in the future and not look to fight now, no matter what the public's perception of what Devin would do with him. I just think that he has a different level of power that, that was able to carry him up to 147. You see what I'm saying? It's just a different level of power.
That's real talk. Hey, I got a good question. Talk about, because I heard you say, like, Devin got to escalate, and, it's one thing from, like, it's always, you can always tell the guys who never had money and then they accrue so much money and then they just get out of control. Could you talk about how you kept Devin grounded? Because you really don't hear about him in the news or doing nothing crazy, on top of already coming with money and then on top of gaining more money and still being focused on the craft and staying in the gym. And
I did the opposite.
Even being able to.
Thank you, Dr. Troy. Yeah, that's a good question, but I did the opposite. It wasn't about keeping him grounded. It was like, if you want this, you want this. Now, these are the distractions. These are the stuff that's going to be there. Which one do you want? Because it's there. I'm not going to keep it from you. I'm not going to shelter you from it. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to pick the girls, the streets, and all that shit, there it is there. Get to it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, take a look at this. The most successful black athlete in Las Vegas is Floyd Mayweather. Do you want that, or do you want this bullshit over here? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you see them both, and I'm gonna definitely expose you to both of them. You don't gotta sneak and go over there. Come on, let's ride down the Skid Row. You know, let's ride through the projects. Let's ride down there. Now look at it. Look at these guys. Look at this shit. Do you want this? You know what I'm saying? And then let's ride where the big houses are. You know what I mean? Let's go see the big shit. Which one do you want? Because you can't have them both.
Well said. Well said.
I got another one from New York City. David Maldonado says, "What's up, champ? Being as that..." Oh, so he thought this was for Tevin, I guess. But he says, "Being as though you spar with both, who's tougher, Teofimo, Tank? And out of these two, who you believe would be a tougher fight for you now that you guys are in the pros and won titles?" So you was there obviously for them sparrings. I want to assume you was there for Teofimo and Tank sparring.
Right, absolutely.
Which one would be a more difficult fight for Devin?
They both got. I think, and I always say that Tank is a 130 pounder, right? He's a smaller guy, shorter, you know, not as much length. He definitely has the power, but the last time that they sparred, he wasn't able to get to him the way that, you know, he gets to other fighters. Then you have Teofimo Lopez, that's the same way. But when you talk about matching them up, you know, against each other, I would tend to say almost want to say Tio pre Loma, but the confidence that he's showing, I don't know. That's a real tough question right there, bro. You know what I mean? To rate those two, I don't know. I would have to probably say, fuck, Tio or Tank. Damn. I don't know, bro. I'm saying they're about the same. Let me say they're about the same.
That's cool with me. What fight is bigger for Devin, Tio or Tank?
Tank.
Okay. Ruin 504 New Orleans says, Devin said in a tweet after his loss to Tio, after Loma's loss to Tio, that Loma was whack. So what does the win over Loma mean to Devin, really?
Well, it's one step closer towards Tio. You know what I'm saying? It's then saying that the next fight is Teofimo Lopez with no excuses. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately, Teofimo Lopez has the rest of the hardware that Devin wants. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what that's all about. And Lomachenko, you know, fighters talk. But when you talk about from an executive standpoint, I give props to Lomachenko. I also know from a trainer standpoint that that's the kind of fight that will develop Devin later on into other big fights.
All right. We got Dual Ingram, who says, I hate the way Teofimo is talking since the win to Loma. But one thing I truly admire about him is his consistent statements about giving back to those in need. As a young black millionaire, do you feel the same obligation to your community?
Oh, absolutely. What you did see in Devin, it's been a rough year, you know, with the pandemic, and one of the bad and sad parts of it is that Devin hasn't been able to get active in the community like he's normally been, even though, you know, we wanted to kind of disobey even just the COVID and just touch the people, because, you know, he and I both, you know, miss getting out, because, you know, being charitable, man, you know, believe it or not, when you're giving, you're receiving. You know what I mean? And for us to do it is just, you know, so it feels good on the inside. So it's always something missing when you're just sitting at home. You know what I mean? Just sitting at home or going to the mall, or, you know what I mean, buying rims or some shit like that. You know, me personally, I've been doing that, you know what I mean, like almost half my life, right? You know, over half of my life. So, you know, it's nothing really exciting about that. But when you talk about being able to give to the less fortunate, I mean, that's so much more self-gratifying.
We got Big Casual says, do you think a Loma win will smoke T.O. out and force him to fight your son for the real undisputed championship?
We sure hope so. You know what I mean? It's no other thing other than, like I said, is the fans. You know, the fans dictate this shit. You know what I'm saying? And we think that that's one more step to the fans putting the pressure, you know, on Teofimo to either fight or, you know, move up to 140, and then, you know, we pick up all the belts. It doesn't make a difference. If Devin is concerned about the belts, we would like for the fight to happen, but if you can't get him in there, then what can you do?
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess the last question is, how long do you wait? April's coming up. I mean, or do you guys just start a training camp in hopes that you get a call?
Oh, we lost him.
Nah, he's
All
back. He's back.
Still there? Wait.
You there, Bill?
He left. He said he left.
Nah, I merged him again. Did he jump in? There he goes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh-oh, and we got video.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. How do you trying to? See these joints? This is what he got me doing. You see the job? How do you turn the phone around on here?
I don't know. It's got to be a little bit button there.
Let's see.
There you go. Oh, nice.
26s, man. You know what I mean? We having fun, baby.
So
I know you like that. You like that. I seen the good brother down in the corner smile. You see that 3,500, huh? Hey, you see that 3,500 on there? Hold on.
Get it.
Yeah. See, so Dad bought the Escalade for me, and I bought this for myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey. So what I'm saying is the sense of that we having a great time, man. You see what I mean? We having a great time, but I always say we putting it on the line, man, for the people, bro. You hear me? You hear me, Ness?
I'm listening.
Yeah, we put it on the line for the people, man. The admiration of the fans, man, to be great, for Dev to be recognized as one of the greats. And to do that, you must step up, you know, and you must ask for a fight like Lomachenko, even when you can do something else. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Going to the gym as a young fighter, right? When you say, when the brother said, well, how can you keep him focused? Or how can you keep him grounded? No, we're gonna put these rims on this car, you know what I mean? And he gonna work out just like Floyd. He gonna leave when he's at the club. He don't drink, he don't smoke. He gonna leave, he gonna do just like Floyd did. We got the green print. You're gonna put on them tennis shoes and run alongside the car. You see what I'm saying?
Bill, we got another one coming in from Ken in Haiti who says, what's going on, Bill? I know it's kind of a step backwards, but honestly, I want Devin to whoop on Rolly Romero real quick. Is there any possibility to that?
I'm sure Rolly, they got plans for oh shit.
Brilliant minds.
I'm sure they got plans for Rolly.
Uh-oh. There you go. You back.
I apologize, bro.
All good. I said it's
Can
all
you hear
good.
me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Or it said calling? It's still saying calling. What is that? What is that saying? It's calling still.
I don't know. It might
Why
be
is
the.
it ringing still?
It ain't ringing on our end.
Yeah, it's ringing on this end. Hold on. Let me see if I can go out and come back in. Hold on.
Hey, what you think about Tank versus Barrios?
Oh, they announced it because Serafina she leaked that on this morning's show. Is it announced now?
I don't know, but I already knew about it. I just wasn't saying nothing. But somebody was on my channel talking about it, so I just wanted to ask.
I mean, we've been talking about
I
it for a
knew
minute,
it was
man.
happening.
We've been talking about it for a minute ever since Tank said what he said about fighting at another division. But we got Bill back.
Well, I don't understand why is it doing the, why is it still.
It's probably your service because it's hard to hear you too. It got to be like the connection, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be. He dropped off again.
Dropped off again.
Yup. There we go.
Okay, now I'm back.
Everything good now? Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, good. I'm perfect. I apologize, bro. I'm trying to do a whole lot, man, and I knew that I wanted to come on here with you guys because I'm just feeling good about this fight. It's somewhat been like I've always said. We've been pissed off about it, but we've still been patient. So to finally get Loma to agree that this is a fight that he wants, Devin to agree that it's a fight that he wants, no one talking about each other, no one saying that either one is not qualified or any of those things, man. It's just a good day. It's a good day for us, man.
Definitely. Let me see here. We got what looks like a few. So, Mr. Duke says, Bill, what was the need to not let Floyd Sr. be the trainer back then? Now, today, you're not the trainer and have what the public see as a lesser trainer.
No, it wasn't the fact that it wasn't, and it's no slight towards Floyd Sr. It's no slight towards me. But what I'm saying is that with Senior, who is Senior training right now?
I don't know. Does he
I'm
train
not
to
sure either.
Does he train to Beatty?
I don't think he trained him his last fight.
I don't know. I don't think anyone.
Right. So
Tell the truth, I don't think Senior really training like he be training like.
Yeah.
Cause
I wish that everyone would respect the fact that his son is pound for pound great. You know what I'm saying? That's TBE. They've had record breaking everything. You see what I'm saying? And it's okay for the brother to rest, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't put the pressure on him to be in the gym every day and to get Devin to the place that he needs to go. He did, and he showed us great things, man. And we have appreciation for the whole Mayweather family, man, that will forever be. You see what I mean? But when people talk about, well, why isn't he here? Why isn't he not? It's the same reason as that, you try to make the team stronger. And I decided to give Devin an opportunity to do that as well. And if he saw and he wanted Floyd Sr., if he wanted Virgil, if he wanted whoever, bro, I'm going to support him, man. I'm going to be behind him. If he said, nah, Dad, I want you, I'm going to do that too. You see what I mean? But I wanted to not just have the talk with him privately. You know what I mean? I wanted to go and to say it to whereas other other trainers would also want to talk to Dev. And Dev also talk to them. And me not hold him with the fact that I'm just his father and he's indebted to me with loyalty. You know what I mean? I want him to really want and have the best available person that he feels comfortable with. You know what I mean? And not indebted with.
Mr. Haney, after Teofimo and Loma fight, when you guys were chasing down Teofimo Lopez, Bob said that you guys are like the third on the list. And now that Lomachenko has come out and Devin has come out and said they want to fight, Bob seems to say that's a great fight. Let's make it happen. Is that just Bob being a promoter or just talking rubbish?
Well, no, I hope that it's Bob being a promoter, and also looking for the well-being of his fighter. And we could not, according to what Loma said, is what value did we bring to him? Now we bring the WBC World Lightweight title. You know what I mean? And also another step closer to him getting action at the belts. So when we called for him, right, we knew that we had something, right? Unlike what he did with us, right? He never called us. He never gave us an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think that you'll go down as being one of the greats by having that kind of behavior.
You're right. Absolutely right. I'm glad that you're not looking at it in that light by saying, well, you didn't give us the fight, so why should we give you the fight? And that's commendable for Devin and yourself to move past that and just put on the best fights for the fans.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Too many times do we see people do exactly what you said, But I know Bill listens. That's why he chose the phrase "nana nana." But Bill, man, that's all the questions. I do
I
thank
appreciate it, Ness. I appreciate
jumping
it,
on.
brother, man. Thank you for having me, man. All you guys, man, are a blessing. Hey, and Troy, come on out, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on and give us some of that love, some of that southpaw love. You hear me?
Boy, I got you, bro. I'm about to go to Philly tomorrow, inshallah, and then I'm gonna go over there. I talk to Boots Pops. I'm gonna go over there and try to get some welterweight work, and then when I get back on the 11th, dog, I'm gonna definitely probably plan a trip to Vegas because I got a fighter that I'm taking to Mexico, and to try to build him up, make sure he gets some good fights up under him. So I'll still be moving around. So I definitely will bring him, and I'll bring my other fighter so we can be around some good positivity and some good talking, some good shit talking. And you know how we do it, make it a real fun thing, man. It's all about getting better.
Absolutely, brother. And good luck out there, inshallah. I'll see you soon. Okay. And you guys, man, take care. Ness, I appreciate you. Francis. And what's my brother name over there in the corner, the top corner?
Moore's house.
Huh?
Moore's house, David.
Davis. Okay, David. All right, brother. I appreciate you guys, man. Blessings on top of blessings as always, man. To all y'all, man. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. You know what I mean? And we see you soon.
All right. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be in Atlanta all weekend. We will be commentating live. And you can catch us on the BPE network and at Big Time Promotions card Saturday in Atlanta. Follow us on social media, obviously, for any specifics. But it's gonna be popping, man. And we're gonna do our thing. Haven't been together either. Like this is like not for a show. Like the last time me, you, Mario, and Doomy was together was for Border Wars, and Enrique wasn't there, right? Enrique was at Pittsburgh, and
Enrique wasn't at Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, and we was together at that one. So then,
together at Pittsburgh, yeah. So this would be the first time, yeah. And I told you, man, Atlanta's gonna be popping that. Well, it's gonna be kind of popping that weekend because it's NBA All-Star Weekend, man. So it'd be a little bit like lit. Hopefully, no traffic really like that. So.
How do y'all feel about them like opening everything back up and getting it going? And because I heard they starting to like getting it going.
Where?
I was been watching the news and stuff, and my wife, she worked for a company who he one of the guys who helped start the actual guys who helped start Facebook, and she worked for his company. It's a TV streaming company, so they be knowing extra information, so they starting to open things back up everywhere.
I know Texas is going to be 100% capacity. The governor announced that yesterday. They've been celebrating in Texas ever since and shit. So I'm expecting. That's why I said it. That might get back how it really happened. I'm expecting it to go that way. But let me get to these callers real quick. The address to the fights are going to be Champion Boxing Gym. That's Champion Boxing Gym. 7651 Tara Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia. It'll be a pro boxing championship series. Like I said, that Darren D-Boy Austin is going to be one of the big fights on there. Roberto White is an undefeated heavyweight. We were scheduled to have him on today. He must have overslept. Something tells me he is West Coast. But Roberto White, undefeated heavyweight, is scheduled to be the main event. Aida Biggs will be there. This is sponsored by that new show by Zab Judah, where all call outs are mandatory. So if you're a fighter and look, you just want you don't want to fight. You want to get a little. I got some bad blood, man. Maybe you and another fighter got some bad blood. You could definitely get it done. On all call outs are mandatory. I hear there are some sort of purses there for you specific fighters, and this is for all levels, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so there's some fights, right, where the metaphorical across the street exists. Maybe that's what you can do there, you know what I mean? You can use this to settle that beef with Zab Judah's new call out series. But it looks like we got a few other callers that we haven't gotten to. CYP, what's up?
I wanted to say this because I keep the same energy. Fights don't get made online, Instagram, Facebook between fighters. And I find it funny that Eddie Hearn always, this is how you know when he's lying. He always says he sent an offer to the fighter. He never sends offers to the promoter if he's lying. If he's lying, he sent it to the fighter. If he's telling the truth, he sent it to the promoter. Always understand the lingo with Eddie Hearn. And Bob is not working with his own right now. That's why he's not sending it to him, because he know this fight ain't happening. Bob ain't feeling it right now. Go apologize, my man. Then we'll see the fight. Till then, I'm not listening. But y'all have fun with it, though. CYP out.
We can send that to Aegis, no problem.
Yeah, that's
Eddie's got a relationship with him, and then Aegis can go to Bob if that relationship's damaged that bad. But
Exactly what I said. Like, if you get the two parties to agree, then you present that deal to the promoter. He can't stop Loma from making that money. He can match it.
No way.
No. Let me get to Hamilton. Natural Wiz, what up? The Wiz, naturally. Okay, Wiz,
Yo,
what up? What up? What up?
Not much. I was just caught between fixing the computer, but basically, the Devin Haney fight, Lomo, that's a good fight. It's one of those potential generational fight, or a positioning, and well as like which way you're gonna go, especially for Loma. Loma, he wants his shot. He wants another belt. That's the only way he's gonna get a shot with Loma. As for Devin, Devin's looking for that fight. He's looking for that fight that's going to change it for him, right? Yeah. Similar to like Gervonta, right? So other than that, it's just a position. This is a position fight. This is the change of the guard. So if I believe that Devin Haney can live up to it, hey, but Loma's got a shot, and it's his only shot because he's all of a sudden aggressive on social media, and he had different energy the last time, right? So it's an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. That's my call, man.
Hamilton. Stick talk. Talk to me.
Yo.
Stick talk. Stonebone.
Colorado.
No Stonebone. All right, we got some callers on Blog Talk to get you up. We got Keem in Florida. Oh, yeah, we go into Keem, right? Coach Mitty. Not available? All right. All right, so we got over here Edwin. What up?
Solano.
Yo, this dude said Edwin. It's Antonio from Omni. Yo, real quick, yo.
I clicked the wrong button. You next,
Antonio,
actually.
what's up?
No, he's next. Edwin was first.
Oh.
What up, man?
What's up?
What up, Edwin?
Hey,
I think the fight might happen, and maybe it'll happen on the same date of Teofimo just because of the fight. That's my call.
All right, man. Be careful in that rain. I hear them wipers, man. I hear them wipers. Antonio.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. Yo, real quick, man. Shout out to the Jeff Fuel stream, bro. Shout out. And real quick, man. Yo, I hope this fight happens, man. Because listen to me right now, man. I hope people are listening to me right now, man. Obviously, y'all listening. But, Lomachenko is going to be fucking Haney. Let me tell you something right now. Haney can imitate Lopez, movements and stance and the way he fights, but he doesn't have Lopez power. So he's not gonna respect him at all. Watch. I'm telling you, man, he's gonna take him to school, he's gonna embarrass Haney. I'm telling you, bro. He could box, but he doesn't have the power to keep Loma back, bro. Like Lopez did, man. I hope it happens. I hope it, pay-per-view, I'm buying that shit. That's gonna be a big fight. Loma's coming back. Watch after that fight. Oh, Loma's back. Haney too green and all that bullshit, man. But anyways, keep working.
You can't have it both ways,
though,
man. But Antonio, thanks for calling. You can't have it both ways, right? Like, how could Haney be too green and you saying Loma's back? If Loma's back, Haney wasn't too green. Haney gave him a good fight, but Loma's just that good that he beat him. Like, which one is it? Loma can't be back if he beats somebody who's too green. That's all I'm saying. Either we going to leave Haney on that level and he win or loses, or, I don't know. Hopefully I don't need the paper for this. And this is K Boxing in DC. What up?
What it do, fellas?
Chill.
What up?
Hope everybody's well. Pandemic still going on. But what I wanted to say real quick on this fight, I finally got to give Bill some props because, just him and Devin flipping the script on their demeanor towards Loma and giving Loma this opportunity to not only get back himself, but, give Tio nowhere to run, because if Devin pulls this off, then the fight fans are going to be calling for Tio to step up to the plate at that point. But at the same time, fellas, I can tell you this. This is going to tell us if Devin really got any type of real dog in him. Because I can tell you right now, Loma is going to pull everything he ever had in his arsenal out, and he's going to try to make a statement with this kid. So Bill better be on his game. He better be right there when the training is going on. He better get that boy ready. Because I'm telling you now, this is going to definitely be the fight of his life and his career.
I could see that. I could see him digging deeper, but because he doesn't want to lose back to back. K Boxing, thanks for calling in. That'll be everybody. Next GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we need about 20 people to be at 118,000, and we're going to reach that goal. Only you can help us get us there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's see if we can't get Teofimo Lopez on later tonight. And I mean, senior, since we missed our chance now with junior. But I'm going to try both anyway. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. Gentlemen's.
Social media. You can catch me definitely at Next Up Sports Talk, NEXUP Sports Talk. Also, you can catch me at The Weigh-In Boxing on IG or The Weigh-In on YouTube. Come on over and check me out. I appreciate you. Don't forget, Border Wars 10 is around the corner, March 13th. Get in the ring and swing. If you haven't signed up to Patreon, do so. While you're at it, hit that thumbs up button. You can see that red button and the blue one. That's the join and subscribe button. Do yourself a favor and click on it because it's free. Don't cost you none. We appreciate you, and we will definitely catch you on the next one.
Everybody out there in the boxing voice, hope everybody's doing well. And I appreciate being back with y'all one more time. Come check me out over on YouTube. Moore's House. I put the link in the chat. Come see your boy. Peace.
Shout out to Ness France and my man Davey Boy.
Appreciate it,
baby. Man, follow me at Killertainment, at Cuerno de Chivo with a K. It's King Hamza. You know what it is. I'll be on the East Coast tomorrow, inshallah. I'm looking for all work. If you trying to work, hit my line. If I get my DM, pause, and we can get some work. I'm gonna be with my man Bobby, the Philly Savior, on Instagram. Following, he gonna be taking me around Philly. If you trying to work, don't come to the gym and be acting like you trying to work and then not trying to work. Cause I'm really like that. I don't go nowhere and not be working. So we about to really see. Like, and Philly know what it is with me, cause I be in them gyms. I stop at all the gyms, and I got my gear right here. I just got some new gloves too, and they violet purple. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
make those?
Let me show y'all what I'm about, cause I want y'all to really understand when I be saying, like, I really watch boxing and do my thing. Let me get close to my camera so y'all can see them. These real leather. Topboxer.com. Now listen, everybody about to jack my swag. I was on my Jamaican just now, everybody. You know what I'm saying? These are 1940 style gloves. You know what I mean? So I got them violet because I'll be busting people's crown chakra. Hey, oop, trip. Hey, y'all get ready to get some work, man, because I'm trying to get some work with y'all. So hit me up. One.